The rental market is going absolutely insane. You want to get my take on why? Well, I put this video together just to explain that to you guys.
Live behind decisions I chose. Peaks feel good and the valleys get low. Chains for the tires in the rain, hail, snows. Like this everywhere that I go, everywhere that I go.
Hey everybody, it's Hussein Kabani, your favorite broker. So we talk a lot about buying and selling real estate. What I want to talk to you guys about now is about rentals, okay? So rental prices throughout the GTA have been going crazy, and every month we've been seeing huge increases in rental prices, okay? And why is this happening right now? Realistically, it's happening because it's the same reasons why prices continue to stay maintained for properties that are for sale, or they continue to increase because we don't have that much supply and we still have a pretty decent amount of demand going for these properties. The other reason that we're looking at right now as well is that the interest rate. So a lot of landlords, they have variable rate mortgages or they're renewing their mortgages, so their costs are actually going up on these properties at the same time. And it's just like, you know, there's a wage increase in Ontario. What happens? All of the service providers and retail shops, they slowly start to add the cost into the product, so it gets passed on to the consumer. And this is the same thing that's happening with the rental market at the same time, because the interest rates are going up, there's not that much inventory, the landlord can overall command a higher price for their property, and they're basically getting them. Because there's not that inventory and because of the interest rate, people have no choice. So they're paying for these rental properties. And realistically, we don't see this thing stopping anytime soon over here. Because as people start to get outpriced of buying properties in the market at the same time, they're resulting back into renting these properties. So for that reason, I don't see it actually going away anytime soon. This has also changed the dynamic for people that are looking to invest in the real estate market at the same time, because they're looking at it and saying, does it actually make sense? You know, before we were buying these properties and we're at least saying, okay, we're going to be able to be cash flow positive of $150, maybe $300, something else like that. Fine, it's not a huge gain, but we're not losing on it either. And we're setting up a little bit of a safety buffer as we're getting these rents coming in. Well, guess what? Me personally, on a couple of our properties right now, we're losing anywhere between $1,000 and $1,400 on each property. And it's like, at this point right now, I'm actually paying for you to live in the property. So slowly, we're trying to figure out ways that we can actually raise our base rents, and people are paying. So the advice I can give to people that are out there that are looking for rental properties is that I don't think the prices are going to be going down. So if you find a nice rental, you may as well try to commit to it. And one key piece of advice I can give you is that, you know, if you plan on being in a property for a longer period of time, try to see if you can find properties and ask your realtor that you're working with that when was this property first occupied? Because if you look at properties, believe it's November 15th, 2018, and prior to that, those are going to be under rent control. The properties that were occupied after that date, they are not under rent control. You might be wondering, what's rent control? Well, rent controlled properties are, like I said, November 15th, 2018, and prior to, that's when they were first occupied. And the landlord-tenant board actually dictates what the monthly increase or the monthly interest increase can be based on a rate that they put out. So this year, it was 2.5% that the landlord can actually increase your rent by. They got to give you a 90-day notice, and that's when it kicks in, and they can only do it once per year. But if the property is not under rent control, meaning it was occupied after that date, they could really raise it to whatever they want. So if you're paying $3,000 and they feel like they want to raise it to $4,000, they could basically do that. Give you that 90-day notice, say we're going up to $4,000. And if you don't want to pay, you could basically leave at that point. So I think that people that are not under these rent control properties, I think that these landlords, as they get the renewals on their mortgages and as the variable rate has been going up, I think that they're going to be sending out increased rents for sure, way more than that 2.5%. And I hate to say that we're going to be out there gouging people, but like, as I mentioned, our costs have been going up on these properties as well. And ultimately, when we have rental properties, it is a business. So we are going to be trying to do what we can do in order to kind of recover and try to get some more cash coming in, so we're not, you know, backfilling it so much and what I said, paying for people to actually live in these properties. So I think that we are going to see the rents continue to increase, especially on that side where it's not rent controlled. So if you guys are out there looking for rentals, it's going to be a tough go at it. And there are more people screening a lot more heavier on applicants that are coming in at the same time. So it's not an easy go as a tenant. And you also want to make sure that you're going to have a good relationships, whether you're the landlord or the tenant, and work together. Any of our properties that are not under rent control, we're not going to do anything crazy like $1,000 increase. I think we're going to be fair with people because we still want to maintain a good relationship with our tenants at the same time and be fair with them. We understand that they are also going through other areas and other expenses that they're getting costs increased on, so we don't want to burden them either just because we're getting burdened by this. But if we're not at our market rent level right now, we are going to at least try to get to our market rent. Not that we're going to try to gouge them, but we are going to try to get to market rent on some of these properties. And even when we have a property right now that's not under rent control, but we've actually priced it at a higher price right out of the gate because we know it's going to be harder for us to increase that rent on it. So we're right out of the gate, we're higher, and we're holding. We've got applications. Some of them we're not happy with the tenants. Some of them have come in even $100 less than what we're asking. I'm just saying no, because I know it's going to be harder. Even, my first increase is only going to be $60 or $70 a month. So I'm not going to be able to recover that. So I'm better off at this point right now, holding steady on the price I want, making sure I get that price I want, and then I can implement the small allowances that I'm allowed by landlord tenant board. So if you guys have any questions about renting properties, if you're a landlord, my calendar link is below. I encourage you guys to book an appointment. There's no obligation to have a chat about the real estate market in general and the rental market. If you guys have enjoyed this video, I suggest that you guys like it, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. I think, as always, we have awesome content and you don't want to miss it. And until next time, guys, remember one thing: get Cabani, get sold.
Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold.